Hi, this is Derek Jordan. Welcome to the World Fusion Show, where we bring you the leading innovators in world fusion music. Today, my guest is the band Simba, and we are joined today by two of the founding members. And actually, I'm a founding member as well. We started the band 29 years ago, and we've been playing together that long. We do a lot of Solstice and annual. We do these biannual Solstice gigs for many years with a lot of local community dancing. It's been a wonderful thing. We play many different styles of music: Afro-pop, Latin, soca, reggae, jazz, and more. And so I want to say welcome to my guests, Johnny Yuma and Dan DeWalt, founding members of the band Simba. How are you guys?
Yeah, thanks for having us, brother.
How are you guys today? You doing good?
Yeah, doing fine.
All right.
We had fun playing. Thanks for having us down here.
Yeah. So we got started in 1989 as a pickup band, right? For an anti-nuclear event in the Brattleboro Common.
Yeah.
And we were originally just called ourselves the No Nukes Band, but then we started to change our name pretty soon after that to Simba, pre-Lion King.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, make that clear.
We own that. We own
That's
that
right.
name.
Actually, Africa owns Simba.
We
borrowed it.
We
borrowed
used
it first.
We used it first, right? So I just wanted to say, what was that like? I mean, that's a long time, 29 years, right? What do you think?
You think we can remember something?
I don't know if you can.
I remember. The gig was fun because it was just a pickup gig. Bob set up.
Right.
We played. And we
Bob
all,
Stayback.
Yeah. I don't even remember what we played, but we played and it sounded good. And we were like, oh, this is fun. We should do this again.
And it was at the gazebo.
Yeah.
That's
on
right.
the green in Brattleboro there on the
right.
Commons. And the cause was there, and that's why we showed up. And
Funny, cause is
29 years we've been
Right. And we've done many
fighting the good fight.
Many benefits since that time, of course. We are called a lot for that, I know. So I wanted to ask you, Dan, how'd you get into music? What got you started?
My mother gave me piano. I took piano lessons.
Did she play? Was she a musician?
No, all the kids in my family took piano lessons starting in second grade. So that's what I did. And then, I played trombone in
Did you take
school.
to it right away, or did you?
The first year you like, and the second year you're like, oh man, this is a lot of work. And then you realize you like it, and then you're good to go. So
once you get a little facility, right, you start to be able to play a bit.
Yeah.
And you say, so piano, and then soon after trombone?
Yeah, and in elementary school I started playing trombone, and then high school I kept playing it.
And you play other stuff too.
Yeah.
Steel pan, accordion.
Bass,
whatever, right? So you're played a multi-guy. And Johnny, how did you get started in music?
Just surrounded by it my whole life. My parents loved music, and when I saw the way people, including my parents, were moved by music, it just stuck with me. And listening to that little AM radio for years, and listening to WLIV from Harlem, and all kinds of music. And then
What were your parents into? What kind of music?
Everything from the Ink Spots to Tommy Dorsey, but they'd sing
Frank
along.
Sinatra? They like Frank?
Oh, sure, yeah, all that stuff of their generation. But they would sing along with the music, and like I said, when I saw how much they were moved by it, and their friends, and how much it moved me, and then in the high school years, I got to see some amazing music live, and then
Like what?
Well, there'd be like high school dances, and you had to be able to dance.
Right.
These days, or not, actually these days with American Can Dance and America's Got Talent, dancing is back.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, young people thought dancing was soft,
Yeah.
No, if you couldn't dance, man, back in the 60s, 70s. So we'd go to these dances and see these bands from New York City and stuff like that, and wow.
Yeah.
And then a little bit older, I'd go down to the Apollo.
Yeah.
And see shows there,
Right.
Otis Redding,
Best,
and
the best.
Junior Walker, and
It's
Dyke
funny,
and the Blazers.
It's funny you say about dancing, because I was really shy in high school, and I got into music basically.
So you didn't have
So
to
I didn't
dance.
have to dance. Didn't have to hold up the wall, right? So it was cool. It was another way to deal with it, right?
You had to be able to dance. You were not getting any extracurricular activity unless you could dance.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to go to our first video clip. This is a show that we do annually now. I think it's like 10 years or so in Putney, on the green in Putney in Vermont.
Yeah.
And we have wonderful turnout by
Incredible.
many dancers.
Yeah.
And we're going to show a little clip of one of our signature songs, which is called Songo, written by Johnny and Bob. Bob Stayback, our sax player, who you'll get to hear later on the show. And yeah, well, why don't we just go to the song? What you want to say?
I'd like to
something?
just add that this video was made by Wid Schmidt, good friend of ours, and very steady hand.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yes. All right. Let's go check out this first vid. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, right? So
Yeah,
we had
good
what we
band.
had there was pretty good band, right?
Yeah.
We had Bob Stayback on sax solo, and then Rob Freeberg, who's a sometimes member, playing a beautiful trumpet solo,
Yeah.
and then Dan doing his keyboard thing.
Nice.
Wonderful stuff. Now, Johnny, we met when I first moved here. You were one of the first people that I met
Yeah,
in
we go way back.
1980.
Yeah.
Wow. You were living in the shack back then
Yeah. Yeah.
in that old
Yeah,
apple orchard.
10
It was
years.
wonderful.
Yeah, I was living in the shack
A
in Marlboro
long
at the
time
same
ago.
time.
But you know what? We started a band soon after that called Cayenne with our old friends Dana Good and Brian Urban. And we were very popular at that time. We were, playing at the Common Ground a lot and
Putney
Inn, a lot of places.
Those were during the heydays of Putney. I always tell this story because it was when there were 5 different places.
Unbelievable.
Al knows. There were 5 different places to play in Putney, which is, unheard of these days and
Well.
hard to believe.
Yeah.
And between us and Nick Branch and his band and the
Stockwell Brothers,
the
man.
3 bands.
We were the 3.
We were playing somewhere in Putney every weekend
Yeah.
in Brattleboro and Northampton.
And we all got great crowds, and we were all very popular, but doing very different music. Right?
Yeah, that was what
Which
was
is
interesting too.
right? Yeah, Cayenne was the juice and water crowd. So the
Exactly.
bars hated us because we
Yeah.
didn't drink beer.
Yeah,
They all
right.
drank. It was a bunch of hippies. In
Yeah, they'd
Cayenne.
say, "Oh, you'll get more money if we get a
Yeah.
big bar tab tonight." We go, yeah, "We're not getting anything."
Ain't gonna happen.
Nah.
They were the bones outside crowd.
Yeah, the parking lot scene was always interesting.
Yeah, no, it's great.
And this band is for hire, by the way. Simba.
Simba?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
we
just
are.
joking.
We
Yeah.
are. We do like to play gigs. It's very enjoyable. Yeah. So, Dan, you work with a bunch of other groups. You work with Trio Mambo, with Julian, and actually Julian was also in that last video.
Oh, yeah.
Playing
right.
congas.
That's right.
And you do other stuff too. Want to talk a little bit about other groups you work with?
I play in a Latin big band. I play trombone in that band. I play in a band up north, which is kind of like a Simba type band. I do shows. I do church, I do solo, I do trios, a bunch of, different things. Lots of Latin music. I like Latin music a lot. So,
And you write beautiful.
yeah, I write a lot of music. So the
Yeah.
stuff I write tends to be on the Latin side of things for the most part, although not always. So I do some jazz. So yeah, I just like to play with bands, with people who I like to play music with.
Yeah. So I would like to go to the next video. We're going to show a little excerpt of another one of our signature songs, this one written by me called Prisoner. Prisoner is a tribute song that I wrote for Fela Kuti, who died a few years ago, but he was really quite an outspoken critic of the government. He was used his music for activism. He even ran for president at one point and was captured by the government, tortured. I mean, he has a really long and interesting story if you want to check out his music. But the music that this song Prisoner, I tried to write in his style as closely as I could get to that. And it's a song that we do in Simba that's one of our big songs, and it's really long and people dance for a long time, and it's a lot of fun. And so I wanted to just go to that song right now. Could we do that? Nigeria, the man called Fela. Nigeria, the man called Fela. No like what he see, so we sing out against it. You know like what he see, so we sing out against it. Fela see thievery, so we sing out against it. Fela see misery, so we sing out against it. All right, there's the groove.
Nice.
Prisoner. Yeah, just groove keeps going, right?
I like that it showed the dancers because Simba plays for dancers.
So the
That's the other
dancers
part.
have definitely always been a big part of our
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's so true.
And there is a thing called the Simba dancers.
Yes.
And they are amazing, and they have supported us for all these years.
That's right. That's right.
Even as we get younger, they seem to still come out. So, yeah.
So Dan, I wanted to ask you a little more about your own music because you do a lot of writing. You play a lot of instruments. Like me, you play a bunch of things. So what inspires you when you write your own music? Do you have anything that you look for?
Well, when I'm writing compositions that are just instrumental compositions, sometimes there'll just be something in my head, just a melody in my head, and you put that down, you figure out what goes with it. Sometimes I'll just be messing around on the piano, and I'll just get some kind of groove going or something, and I just like it. I just explore things, and if I like it, then I continue on with it. And there are lots of kinds of. I listen to tons of different kinds of music, so if I like a type of music, I listen to it a bunch. So that all just kind of hangs out in there. So when I come up with stuff, often hardly ever at the time, but afterwards, I'll look at a song and go like, where did that come from? What is even that about? Yeah. Like, what key is this even in? and you analyze it, and after a while, you figure, oh, okay. And then you're like, that's kind of like what,
Yeah.
Like, so my music doesn't really copy other stuff, but there's no question that I all the stuff I listen that I like, I just kind of take in.
That's right.
And it comes back out in a variety of forms. If I'm doing music with words, then it's usually something political. So I'm either protesting something, or I recently wrote a play about restorative justice.
Right.
And so those songs they reveal the inner workings of each character, for instance. Right. And they're all talking about, like, to my mind, I mean, I listen to all kinds of music, but if I'm going to write a song, it's going to be about how messed up racism or sexism or the environment or justice.
Well, you're an activist.
Something, yeah, something that matters, because that's the music that gets me most excited in terms of lyrics is music that talks about something. That matters.
Right. That's great. That's great. So
I'd like to ask you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a member of the band as well.
Because nobody ever does that.
Not on my show.
Yeah, right. So in the 29 years that the band has been playing and rocking out, you have done so many different side musical trips. And so this station, this show is tremendous.
This is
totally happening.
It's kind of a high point, really.
But selling jingles and going to New York City, I remember like once every week or once every 2 weeks, pounding the bricks trying to sell tunes and writing tunes. But all the stuff that you've done.
Writing for orchestra. I mean,
all
that's something
things.
different, right?
Yeah. What has kept you interested and still a member of Simba who doesn't have gigs, who's, this is just it. We play for the community.
You know, it's really the music. I mean, I love the people and I love the quality of our music together. I think we have some of the best musicians in the area. I think it's true. And all of us have side projects because we're in demand with other situations. But for some reason, even though we don't rehearse much, like at all, and we have great arrangements, we have great writers in the band, and it keeps the level, the quality of the music very, very high. So that's what keeps me involved and wanting to do that.
And thanks to muscle memory, we can just show up and somehow we play these tunes. But see, that's where the dancers come in.
Yeah.
They're not paying attention
to
our mistakes.
Yeah.
And the spirit of the music is what really
is the spirit.
carries.
If the gig isn't fun and the music isn't good, then it's not worth playing.
Right. Well, I'd love to go to our third video. Speaking of spirit of the music, this showcases the percussion section of Simba, which is a big part of what we do. Johnny and myself, and in this case, in this gig, joined by Julian Gersten. Let's do that now. Okay, all right.
That was a good clip. That featured the scorching percussion and
did.
blazing horns.
That's true. That's true. So, guys, Johnny Yuma and Dan DeWalt, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show
Thank
today.
you.
You're welcome.
And sharing your vision
Yeah.
and your music with us.
And music is the healing force of the universe. That's why we keep playing.
It is.
It's healing
And
us
we're
too.
now going to go to the part of the show where we do the live music in the studio, and we're going to be joined by other Simba members, Vim Auer on bass, Charlie Schneeweiss on trumpet, and Bob Stayback on saxophone. And hey, can't wait to do that. That'll be tons of fun. All right.
Yeah, thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, guys. All right, so I just want to say, hey, this is Derek Jordan. Thanks for joining us today on the World Fusion Show. And we've got lots more wonderful shows coming. And please go, to our YouTube page and subscribe, or Facebook and like it. And tell your friends and spread World Fusion music far and wide. That would be just fantastic. And as we always say on the show, remember, think globally, listen locally, and support independent music.